Sons of Fire, 19. The letter of Mata, a son of Agner.
This letter from Mata instructs followers on teaching barbarians about the Supreme Spirit. The Supreme Spirit transcends human comprehension and cannot be directly observed. Just as one cannot gaze upon the sun, one cannot perceive God's true nature. The letter emphasizes that belief in the Supreme Spirit should be secondary to the belief in the immortality and godlike nature of the human soul, as this fosters purpose and communion with the divine. Let's begin.
Sons of Fire, 19. The letter of Mata, a son of Agner. The barbarian asks, "Who and what is the Supreme Spirit?" Say unto him, "Conceive it as a being even above your greatest God." If it helps in your understanding, see the Supreme Spirit as a God reflecting His image as yourself. It is He who fills heaven and earth with His might, and His powers are displayed in the elemental forces. He is now as in the beginning, and will be no different after the end. He formed men by building an earthly structure around a heavenly seed, and into this He infused the vapors of life. He maintains the order of the heavens and stabilizes the land in the waters. His breath is the breath of life, and He causes water to fall and greenery to live. Say to the barbarian, "Look about you and see God reflected as in a mirror." No mortal man has ever looked upon Him directly, but His reflection may be seen with immunity. The barbarian seeks a God he can see, but try and make him understand this is impossible because of God's very greatness and the littleness of man. Take the barbarian out next time the sun shines at its strength and ask him to gaze upon it. He will be forced to admit that it is beyond his powers to do so. Then say unto him, "See, it is beyond your power to look upon even the shield behind which Haula hides himself because of his brightness." Yet even this great God is no more than a faint, far-off reflection embodying the ray carrying power from the Supreme Spirit. How then could you hope to look upon the source of power itself? The barbarians are still children, and these things do not easily come within their understanding. Because of this, it may be best if they were taught by simple tales, like children, and so brought into the light gradually. A belief in the Supreme Spirit is of no great importance. An inquiry into His nature by the ignorant is purposeless foolishness. It is of much more importance to men that they believe in their own souls. Belief in a God of any sort, without belief in the immortality of man and his godlikeness, serves no end. If a God existed without man deriving any benefit from his existence, it would be better for man to ignore him. This, however, is not the case. Man seeks unity and communion with the Supreme Spirit only for his own benefit. Man has a destiny founded in something greater than himself, and hence his need for that something. The existence of a Supreme Being is not just something to accept, believe in, and ignore. A belief, faith alone, cannot be ends in themselves, for nothing exists without purpose. Simple belief in a Supreme Being is not enough. We must know the purpose or intention of the being. If we believe this supreme being created us, however this was brought about, we must seek to discover the purpose behind our creation. If we were created to serve some purpose, to do something we were intended to do, we must do it or earn our Creator's displeasure. Does the potter keep the pot useless for its purpose, or the smith keep unwrought metal? Only things which serve the purpose for which they were intended are kept and cherished. Therefore, we who are brothers were taught not only to believe in a supreme being, but also in our similarity to him. The Supreme Spirit is not a stranger beyond our ken. The powers of the Supreme Spirit infuse every fiber of our bodies. If we have difficulties among the barbarians, the difficulties here are no less. The truth we have seems not only unpalatable, but also indigestible. Men seek tastier food, even though it is less sustaining, and few replace the brothers who depart. Would we serve better if we presented truth as a draught diluted with water and honey? The threat of the barbarian king is something upon which you shall be counseled. If you are threatened with the alternatives of death or transgressing our laws, you may transgress them within reason and the bounds of conscience. If, however, you are required to deny all that you hold to be good and true, to betray all that we hold sacred, then you must accept death for the sake of your soul. You will be informed about these things by Kuin of Abalon, who comes later, so only the things you inquire about are answered. For the sake of the barbarians, it is perhaps best to call the Supreme Spirit God, the God without a name. This will solve some difficulties. And if the barbarians think themselves superior because they contain him within a name, let it be so and hold yourself in peace. Say to the barbarians, as the soul of man fills his body, so does God fill his domain. As the soul surrounds and contains the body, so is it with God and his creation. As the soul sees but cannot be seen, so does God see without being seen. As the soul feels, so does God. As the soul oversees the nourishment of the body, so does God revitalize the whole of his habitation. As the soul occupies an unfindable place within the body of man, so is the residence of God unfathomable. No man can know the seat of the soul, and no man can know the seat of God. The barbarians make images of God to make him more understandable. Are we much better who make images of him in our likeness within our thoughts? Not perhaps because we believe him so, but to make him more understandable. As man's understanding of God increases, so does God recede, so that though through the ages man comes to understand God better, he ever keeps the same distance away. We who dwell in the light of the Supreme Spirit have come closer to understanding, not because we are better men, but because we have devoted our lives to the search. If any man seek carefully and diligently enough, he must find whatever it is he seeks. The rest of this letter is missing, but on a small recovered scrap dealing with buildings, it refers to Galhida. Elsewhere, it is stated that Galhida rewrote it. End of letter of Mata, a son of Agner.
Thank you so much for watching. If you like what you've heard and seen, please be sure to click the like and let us know. If you haven't done so already, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications for all the latest.